Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Hello, hello. It is so good to see you all. We did a quick live stream yesterday. I was with Darkest Night. That was a fun time. But here is our first, I guess, unofficial or official stream for 2022. Or oh my goodness, 2024. At least in the context of the Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday schedule that I'm hoping I can continue to keep throughout this year. So we'll see how things play out, but for the most part, we're just gonna keep rolling with it. I'm trying to get my battles done. You can see I got a couple energy here, and I want to get to 11 reward chests, and then I'm actually going to pivot over into some tournament stuff, just because I got to catch up on tournaments before the end of not this hour, but the next hour. So we'll be doing a lot of battles. If people want to chat, we can chat. Let me just take a quick look here how the rest of the ecosystem is looking. And so far, I think we're wrong one. So far, SPS took a little bit of a dump. Looks like everything took a dump. DEC came down, SPS came down. We were almost at 3.8 cents. Vouchers came down. So I wonder, it looks like maybe Hive as a whole came down. So we are just subject to that, unfortunately. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna have evens only. So in these rule sets, born again rule sets, I love playing the exploding rats or the redemption combo. So let's see if I'll be able to take full advantage of that. Although now I'm wondering, is there a better option to use like a martyr type situation? I don't know, but we'll just hang tight for now. So, all right, we got 10 more mana to use. Oh, immolation would have been good. See, I need to get my immolation up to level 12 for that scavenger, or sorry, up to level 2 for that scavenger. So I don't think that there's going to be anything here. I'm not really liking any of these options. There's nothing that I can benefit from. Will be interesting. Let's see any non-attack monsters. Oh, you know what? Clockwork Aid. Let's do this for the rust. The only problem is he's not going to be able to do any kind of damage. You know what? Never mind. Sorry. We're gonna. There's nothing for 10 mana. I suppose we could put him in, but I think what I'd rather just do overall is speed up everybody. Either speed up or no. We're gonna do Molten Ash Golem to reduce health across the board, and we're just gonna hope that there's not too. Oh, YouTuber 2021. What is this about? Let's see. It's just fun because I come across folks quite a bit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm actually kind of glad that we're not doing Scattershot, which is something that I usually enjoy with this. Okay. There's, the good thing about this too. Oh, clutch. The good thing about this is nice. I wanted to stick that affliction, but there's no. What was I going to say? There's no triage on the other side. All right, so here we go with the first of the redemptions. There's going to be 4 total, and that's really going to start to hurt. Okay. Oh, 2 huge misses there, I'll say. All right, so boom, 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 boom. We really need to stick that affliction. We did not, but you know what? All good. Because now he's going to come back and we're going to hit him with two more redemptions. Who's next? Probably, yeah, Oshanis. Boom, 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 boom. Clutch. Oh, we did not even need to do that. All right. So Shaunus is done. Now I just need to hit. Actually, I don't even need to hit O'Shaughnessy because if that, if they had gotten exploding rats, we would have been pretty sad. Wow, everybody's missing. How wonderful. All right, so we're starting it up again. This should be pretty straightforward from here. We've done a lot of damage. And we're just faster than everybody at this point. Oh, we did not get the poison. But it's all good because now he done. I'm faster, so boom, and let's stick the poison, please, so we don't have to worry about this later. Nope, still didn't. Dude, Dr. Blake, come on. All right, all good. 4.5 SPS. Yo, I'm winning 4.5 SPS in gold 2. There's one promo card there, and there's a win streak for 5%. That's it. I mean, my SPS boost is like 12x, so I know that's a little bit high. But overall, we're doing pretty solid. All right, Gregory Levenfield is here. We got a lot of other folks who are, I guess, lurking in the background. I can see we got some folks in the stream, but not necessarily in the chat. Greg, I hope you're doing well. I am going to now pivot over to doing some of this tournament stuff. And actually, we got 30 minutes, so I got 11 battles to put in. I'm gonna have to put my Silver League cap on now. Which is usually just gladiators, but sadly, it's not this time, or they're not allowed this time. So let's see here. I'm just going to go for speed. Especially with that blast up front. I think we can even do that. Yep. Mainly because I'm expecting some kind of sneak attack. If there's no sneak attack, then that ends up being a waste. So you know what? Actually, let's not do that. Let's put that here. Yeah, let's put that there. So we're still going to take sneak attack damage then, which is not the best, but we'll see. Yeah, very, very, very similar lineups. Although they do have 2 triages, which is probably going to end up hurting me in the end. In fact, I don't even care to watch. Yeah. We already know where that's going to go. Okay. So they're going to hit 8 mana is what I can work with. And I don't think oh, you know what? He's actually interesting. Check that out. Yeah, there we go. All right. And we'll do you and you coming in from the back. I don't know if this is going to work out well in my favor. Oh, you know what? Actually, who do they put in? They probably put in the sneak attack guy. So that could be... Oh, never mind. Oh, this is just somebody who's playing with... This is just somebody who's playing with a different... you know what? I don't even know. But actually, this could end up being a problem because that retaliate is super powerful. Of course. See, he's going to retaliate both times. Yo, see, whenever I face off against retaliate, okay. I mean, if he gets one more retaliate, I'm done. Boom, there, game. Oh, that's so dumb. All right, so that's that. Let me see here. I really don't like playing in silver anymore. I mean, now that I'm back up in gold, I'm like, silver's just too boring. Which, you know, I thought Rebellion would make that better, but I don't have any Rebellion cards, so such is life. I mean, what do we even do here? Three mana. Okay. I don't know. I don't like this team very much, but we'll just put it together. I don't think I even feel like watching. You know what? For your entertainment, we will watch, and let's see what happens. Oh, man, for real? Okay, I wonder if there's a chance that I could win this. So, okay, it's very clearly going to fatigue rounds. But I'm wondering if I can win simply because of the health. Now, he has a 3 health advantage, and I have three turns to keep healing my health, right? Because it's going to be 1, 2, and then 3 damage. So I think I can actually win this on fatigue rounds. We're going to let the suspense build a little bit, because I'll have 3 chances to heal my health. By that point in time, by the time I lose Mordali Guardian, he's taking 6 damage already. And then that next turn, so he'll be at 5 health. You know what? I think it's going to end up being a draw, just because it gets out of hand. I'm not doing any damage to him, and I don't think that I would survive 2 turns beyond that. Because I would take the 4 damage as well, and then I would take 5 damage next turn with him. So damn. All right. Well, here we go. Fatigue. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Healed up only to 7. Oh, I'm going to lose this. Yeah. Holy oh, that's disappointing. That's so disappointing. All right. So we're 0-3 in tournaments. God, I hate this game so much. You know what? Let's get crazy with it. I have been having so much fun with Mantaroth. He is just outrageous. So let's put him in the mix. Okay, so I need an armor repair. All right, this is going to be the only one. Now, I want to give that dude an attack. And in fact, we're going to keep the distractions away. So weapons training, I think it's really just this chick here. Oh, but you know what could get interesting is that I could give this dude a double attack. If I throw him in the reach position. All right. You know, he's going to end this. Okay, so Ferox guy is just going to be kind of like a sneak protection. But we're going to do that and then that. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan, but you know what? We're really just trying to support Mantaroth here and give him as much as possible. So, oh, come on. I can't even watch the damn game. This is why anytime tournaments suck. I hate anytime tournaments. I know. I'm so fired up today. I'm so fired up today just looking for anything wrong. And I'm going to keep criticizing this game every time I find something wrong. Gregory, what's happening? Even though I'm playing it, right? Let's see. Blockchain projects. Hello. You watching the marketing LP proposal discussion with Clayboyne and someone from Sushi Swap? I am not. I don't even know what's going on there. Where can I watch that? And what's the quick 411 on what's happening? Bolts 85. What's up? So do we have Darkest Night back or not? I mean, he's playing. But if you saw yesterday, you know, he has his attention on several games right now, as do I, right? Like, obviously a lot of what I'll stream here or talk about is Splinterlands, but you know, off stream, I'm definitely covering quite a bit. Actually, speaking of which, who here is still playing Golem Overlord? Because I finally went through and read through like all the updates. There's a lot that Yixin has added in. I don't quite I couldn't, even though I read through every post since September, I'm still a little bit lost on what's going on. I went through and I completed some of my quests. So I think I earned XP and some component or comp from that, but I don't really know much else beyond that. Virus is here. What's going on, man? How are you? Razor, what's up? Virus MVP in the house. Indeed. All right. So we're still 0-3. Gotta get these done in the next less than 20 minutes. All right. Well, this seems like a pretty obvious yes, and yes, and yes, yes, yes. 6 more mana. You know what? We can go with a non-attack monster. Oh my gosh, Bakjira. But you know what? I think I actually want to go with a healer, just in case they go heavy on like a magic attack or something. So let's do this. We'll put Demon Shark up front. Let's put Coastal Sentry there. And then I want Noah in the back, which means Kulu's next to him. And yeah, I think I can live with that. There's some sneak protection here with the dodge. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, well, this is actually somewhat beneficial for me as long as I can hit my shots, because they're all attacking the same person. Even these opportunities here. So let's see if it ends up actually being valuable. Okay, cool. Well, we went first, so that was definitely beneficial. Ouch. Well, you know why this will still be beneficial for me is simply because, oh my god, there they go. I have the trample. So even if they like knock people out, I don't have to worry about the trample as much. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be painful, Super Manny, for you. What's that? It was like that TikTok trending sound, like, oh no, somebody called an ambulance, but not for me. All right, at least we got our first one. All right, so Virus says I'm still playing Go, but not up to speed on all the changes. Dang it! So I can't just call you and ask what's going on. All right, well, we'll figure it out together, because somebody very kindly requested in comments of one of the videos that I start doing more Go content, and I do want to, because I'm still playing it. I check in twice a day. I don't do any attacks now, just because, and I don't really know what's going on there. I saw that there's NFTs, there's consumables. It sounds fun and interesting and exciting, but I'm not able to wrap my head around all of it. All right, so Blockchain says check on Discord. Claiborne left a recent link in Mav chat. Apparently it is time sensitive and needs to be moved on ASAP if it is to work. Opportunities to allocate 100K worth of SPS tokens to be sold as bonds on one of the leading DeFi platforms. This is Sushi Swap, right? Okay, Sushi Swap is cool, but honestly, like, I was following Sushi Swap. I had a lot of sushi last sounds like something I ate. I had a lot of sushi last bull run. I did well, actually, with sushi. But okay, for real? Like, hold on. I type in sushi and it doesn't pop up. Sushi. You shitting me right now? All right. Coin market cap it is. Screw you, CoinGecko. You can. I mean, you know what sucks? Both of them. Both of them suck. I feel like every time I get frustrated with one, I just end up going to the other one. Okay. Sushi. Oh, look at that. See, don't you just love it when a search bar works? Yo, what is the deal? I'm like super super feisty today. I want to say I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like my patience is just not there. So thanks for dealing with that, guys. Yeah, $1.29. Okay, so this see, okay. So why am I making this face? Let me check and see if my disappointment is warranted. Oh, Uniswap is down too, but at least Uniswap's starting to recover. Okay, let's actually take a little look at Sushi Swap. Where is it? Official website. Your connection was interrupted. Sushi.com. Oh, that's never a good sign. Sushi Swap. Let's hit up Google. Sushi.com. Something's going on here. And it's not good. Something bad is going on. Why is it not loading? Site can't be reached. Sushi. Okay, so let's put it this way. What's my thought? It is one of the leading platforms. It's not the leader. And the reason I'm comparing it to Uniswap is because I think at the end of the day, all this stuff, ends up converging into like one big winner. So what I was trying to check with Sushi Swap was, are they able to do a lot of, different chains? So for example, Uniswap supports Base, which is Ethereum's layer 2. It supports Arbitrum. It supports Base, which is Coinbase's layer 2 for Ethereum. It also supports Arbitrum and Optimism, the other two layer 2s there. There's support for Solana and Polygon. Actually, I don't know about Solana, but Polygon, I believe, was good. You know what? Let's actually go to Uniswap because I was on the website earlier. Launch app. So what? All of this to say what? Well, do we really want to throw 100K? Like, okay, so they got Polygon, Avalanche, they got Base. I don't even know what CeeLo is, but here's your here's your Ethereum sidechain, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Base. Those are all your L2s. They even support BNB now. Avalanche. I'm surprised they don't support Solana, but I guess Solana is just its own thing. Oh yeah, and their website works. So, unlike sushi.com, which is not loading right now. I don't know what this bond thing is. I don't want to just, like I said, I'm being a little obnoxious right now. So I don't necessarily want to turn it down because I want to see what the actual deal is with it. So let's actually go over to, sorry, this won't pop up on screen. I'm just going over to the Splinterlands Discord. And I'm searching by Clayboyne. And let's see if we can find what he's talking about. Oh man, he's made a lot of comments. Marketing LP proposal. Hey guys, could really use a lot of input. I'm trying to get the Sushi Swap guys to join the Discord and answer questions. Okay, so let's just jump into this if you don't mind. We have an opportunity to allocate $100,000 worth of SPS tokens to be sold as bonds on one of the leading DeFi platforms. I essentially need to know if we have interest so I can make a proposal. Okay, well, hold on. What's 100K worth of SPS? I can't do the math in my head. 100,000 times 0.035, we'll just say. No, sorry, 100,000 divided by 0.035. So it's 2.8 million SPS. We have like 100 million. So Yeah, that's pretty good. Is my math right? Hold on, like why am I struggling with this? Yeah, it's like 2.8 million SPS. Probably even less because SPS is higher. I've had a couple of discussions, gathering info to make sure I understand. Okay, so what do we get? The DAO sells $100,000 worth of SPS as bonds. The DAO retains ownership of these funds after the expenses. We get to be one of the launch partners for this new bonding protocol on SushiSwap. We get advertising from SushiSwap and Twitter Spaces to promote the launch. If no one buys the bonds, the funds stay in the wallet we use to create the protocol, so it's pretty low risk, all things considered. The problem, I would need to move on this like today. We need a proposal in the works. Dude, you know what? Clayboy's just killing it, man. Just going out there and finding opportunities. Now, are they good opportunities? I don't know. We'll have to wait and get a little bit more details, but I appreciate him. He's working hard. All right, so there's a lot of interesting things being discussed. He tagged all of the heavy stakeholders. Sushi's marketing team's putting together. Okay, you know, I know I'm giving a lot of crap to SushiSwap, but it still is actually. You know what? Let's check something else here. It still is a quote unquote leading DeFi platform out there. So if we look at the list of dexes, where does SushiSwap pop up? What is this sorted by? Oh my God, it's number 44. That's pretty low. All right, so leading might be a little bit of a stretch. I mean, it's crazy because it's behind Uniswap V2. It's behind PancakeSwap V2. But you know, it's like 3 million SPS and we don't lose anything from it. We can sell it for bonds. I don't know what the bonds are. So I mean, I'm interested. Let's put it that way. And here's the truth of it. Like at the end of the day, Splinterlands is a DeFi game. It's not a game. It's a DeFi game. So I think the more people we get interested into the DeFi elements of it by using or partnering with DeFi platforms like SushiSwap, the better overall. So my uninformed, uneducated, early opinion is we should very highly consider it. Gift of Audi, what's going on? I don't think we've spoken before, so welcome to the channel, or at least welcome to the live stream. How are you? I'm thinking about investing €100 each month again in Splinterlands as a game. Any suggestions for cards and other things? Well, this is not an investment channel, so can't give you financial advice. As a game and any suggestion for cards. Yeah, I mean, I can give you game advice. Mantaroth has been really fun for me. There's definitely certain cards within the meta. So if you're going to buy cards, again, it all depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to like make money in the game, like from an investment standpoint, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But if you want to try and play the game and have an enjoyable experience, I would actually say you can still be quite competitive with Chaos Agent cards, which are significantly cheaper to buy than what's that called? Rebellion. Although certain Rebellion cards seem to be very meta. So if you can, right, and I don't know how far $100 or €100 is going to go. That's all going to be based on like what level you want to play at. But $100 should get you a decent deck in bronze, maybe like low silver at the very least. I would actually recommend, if you are, if you're trying to play this as a game, which you say you are, right? I meant as a game. I'm trying to play again. I would recommend maybe doing an allocation split. So maybe you take that 100, a portion of it, you buy some cards. The largest portion, buy cards. Another portion, buy SPS so that you can actually earn, right? And then take maybe 10%, so like 10 euros or so, and just have that set aside for rentals. And especially if you're playing in silver, you don't really need to worry about, super high costs. But you can choose to rent, some of the choice, either Rift Watcher or Rebellion cards that, are kind of crucial to the meta. But maybe if you don't want to spend on them right now, you can just rent them, but they will enhance your game experience because they'll probably have a better win rate with things like Mantaroth or Grimbar Dunesmith, or, there's two cards that I've bought, made a video about that a little while back, weapons training. So, yeah, I would recommend having a portion of the budget that you put in as allocated to rentals. And again, it's because I want you to have a good playing experience. If you want to come in and just want to like invest in cards, again, I don't like investing in cards, but I like buying cards that I know I'm going to use for the long term. And even though I don't rent myself, I think that it's a very viable way to increase or enhance your overall experience within the game. And I think that's one of the things that Splinterlands does really well and has done well for several years. Is the tower defense still worked on? Yeah, we have no idea what's going on with tower defense. I would say, the project is not dead, but it is definitely not alive. And there's no time frame on when it will be available. So I don't have much confidence in wherever it's at right now. I say that holding packs that are getting me SPS, and that's really the only thing I can do, because if I wanted to, I could sell the packs at a loss, and I don't really want to do that. So I'd rather just hold them, stack SPS, and again, that's not an investment strategy to just go and buy packed for SPS, even though the APR is pretty good. But you're not going to get any value out of it as a gamer because there's no time frame on when the game will actually be live. Vilston, as a game, I would look into the best chaos cards and maybe get a couple from the new set. Well said. New Age, what's going on? Got in a bit late. What did I miss? Not much. We were talking about Sushi swap earlier. So 100 euros will get you started in bronze easy. Yeah, I mean 100 euros you'll be fine in bronze. I'm actually wondering if renting up for silver would be better, so that you're able to play at a little bit of a higher level, because bronze can still be pretty boring. Now here's the other thing too, gift of Audi. Oh, you're an old beta player. Okay, so you understand the game. You're not just like coming in brand new. The meta has shifted a lot. One thing that you will need to be cognizant of is soulbound reward cards, which you probably don't have very much of right now if you haven't been modding your account. So the soulbound reward cards, unfortunately, you can't buy them, and there's no time frame on when they'll be unlockable and able to be purchased. But they have made gladiators a very huge part of the meta. So one thing that might be frustrating. Now, you as a beta player might have a decent amount of gladiators. The problem is you can't get them into any games. So, I would say, and there's no way to focus on getting the soulbound reward cards. So I don't play down in bronze and silver. I did as soon as Rebellion started, and it was definitely a grind, and I had to use soulbound reward cards. But I will say this. I mean, if you have, and this is an uneducated, uninformed, whatever, but if you have the legendary Chaos Legion summoners and certain choice cards, right? I would probably think of someone like a Mantaroth, someone like Core Lurker, right? These cards that are just super powerful for the meta. That's probably going to give you your best chance. Now, you don't have to go and buy all those cards. I think, we should check and see if they're rentable. But, oh, shoot. Man, I got tied up with this Sushi swap thing that I completely forgot about this. So I won't even be able to finish my tournaments, which is okay, because you know what? I was sucking at the beginning anyway. Dude, I don't even know. Like, what are we trying to do here? I'm so lost. You know what? I just don't. I mean, I care, but like not that much. I don't know how else to say it. Who should we put? Demon Shark or Jin O'Shaughnessy? You know what? Let's put Jin O'Shaughnessy. Now, Jin O'Shaughnessy is probably going to get attacked, but it's okay. Let's see if there's a sneak. Oh, I didn't realize that it's... You know what? Actually, he's got the Void, so maybe we can avoid, pun intended, the splashback. I don't know what it's called. Magic Reflect. But yeah, that sneak attack is not going to be a nice thing. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, so we lost this. Down for maintenance. Okay. Well, there goes that. Blockchain projects, I blame you. Now, the question is, why did things dump so hard here? We were doing so well climbing up, and then everything across the board dumped. Even though Bitcoin maybe came down a little bit. All right, so if Bitcoin crosses, you know what will be interesting is if they make the announcement, because I was reading online, they could make the announcement as early as tomorrow or the 3rd or 4th, essentially, right? So tomorrow or Thursday for a Bitcoin ETF that would launch on the 10th. That could make things really, really interesting for the later parts of January. And the reason is because everything flows into Bitcoin first. And then we see the, large cap alts and then small cap alts that pump afterwards. So it could be like late January when hopefully the team maybe comes out with their new roadmap that all of a sudden alts start pumping like crazy. People start taking their profit into something like Splinterlands by buying credits or whatever the case is, and the team starts burning a ton more SPS. But there's just still so much SPS being given out. Like it's just obnoxious how high the dilution rate is still. And I know I got a lot of feedback on that video saying we should shut down the SPS staking rewards. But I'm just trying to find ways in which we can slow down some of the dilution, right? Keep it in the DAO and just focus on like rewards that actually matter. Matt's looking at that from the land perspective, which is 6.25 million per month. I think if we added the staking rewards, it's another like 7 million per month. I mean, just imagine if there was like 14 million less SPS hitting the ecosystem every month. I don't know. It'd be kind of nice. Listen, when did you get out? Okay, thanks. I will spend €100 every month. So yeah, about mid Chaos Legion. Okay, so see a lot of players coming back. This is great. I read something about that. I think crypto security issues will continue to be a big issue for adoption beyond Bitcoin and ETH. I don't know what this is in reference to, but I don't disagree with you. Wilson says, I know I talked about this before here, but really considering selling my cars for SPS, but not sure how long that would take. Well, I mean, it depends. The market for Chaos Agent cards is not very high right now, so you wouldn't be getting much value, in my opinion. Not that I'm telling you what to do, but I don't disagree with you that SPS has the most upside, right? Most of these cards have very, very limited upside. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Sushi is old news. We need to hook up with some things that have hype. Yeah, Sushi was popular last time, but I haven't been following much of whatever is happening on ETH outside of the L2s. I do know just from exploring recently with Parallel and Base that we just saw Uniswap is like the top thing for Ethereum. And now that they're able to do transactions and things like that for all of the different L2s, for Polygon and for the BNB chain, it's like, again, because here's the thing, right? Like PancakeSwap used to be only BNB chain, but now they're doing ETH stuff. So who's going to bring the best value, the most value? Can there be more than one? Yeah, but is there going to be more than one like dominant one? Probably not. And I would say at this point, just simply looking at projects, right? So let's see, where are things at here. So Uniswap is, why doesn't it tell me the number? Oh, that's annoying. UN. All right, let's try something else. Let's try DeFi. Oh, my computer. Is it my computer or is it this website that just sucks? I'm pretty sure it's my computer, but crazier things have been known to happen. Where's DeFi? That's the only place DeFi is? What about DEX? Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, wait, whoops. I was looking at categories. DeFi. All right. It's funny that why is Avalanche included in the DeFi thing? I mean, at that point, you should just include Ethereum, Solana, BNB. But okay, this solves this at least gets what I was trying to go for. Okay, so Uniswap, 21st biggest project by market cap. PancakeSwap is next at 80. Radium is at 150. Radium is, I believe, the top DEX for Solana. And then Sushi Swap comes in at 159. So that's for, again, the token market caps. So I remember Sushi Swap was doing a lot of stuff with NFTs. Speaking of which, though, not Sushi Swap, but for PancakeSwap, is anybody still playing Pancake Protector? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, who's going to be the most successful, who's like venturing into new and potentially successful things between, we'll just call it those three, right? Because I don't like Radium. Like Solana seems to be in its own just echo chamber, which, yeah, I mean, it's not doing bad. But again, keep in mind that this is the price of the tokens for these respective dexes, right? People can use the dex without needing anything from the token. So for example, like I use Uniswap or Sushi Swap or PancakeSwap all the time. I do not hold Uni tokens, Sushi tokens, or Cake tokens. I haven't been given a reason to. And I probably wouldn't, just because they're all shitcoins. But that being said, it's still like, how are they making money outside of like the fees? But actually, even a lot of those fees will end up going back to LP providers. So I guess it still comes back down to, are they using their respective governance tokens, right? Uni, Ray, Sushi, Cake, as part of like the way that they fund things and fund development. Because once again, right, this is the argument that I'll make. Argument that I'll make with like something like Parallel versus Splinterlands, right? You can clearly see if a company or a project is well funded, I mean, they're going to come out with a bunch of features, and it's a compounding effect, right? So the more funding that they have, the higher potential, not always, right? The higher potential that they have to, build a lot of stuff that attracts even more people and, makes the product even better. I know a lot of people, salty folks, are going to look at the fact that like, oh, well, Splinterlands had a ton of money afterwards and they squandered it and whatever. And it's like, you're not wrong, but we do have a GLG game. We do have Soul Keep packs, right? And a promise of a Soul Keep game at some point. But yeah, it's not perfect. So just because so I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to debunk my own argument here. Just because Uniswap is higher up doesn't mean that they're going to use those funds in the best way. But there's still no denying that. See, and this volume is not what I want to be tracking. I don't know the. Oh, you know what? Let's go to Dex's. Or was there something? Oh, here, exchanges. But you know what? I still don't think that trading volume. Is this for the token? No. Okay, this is not for the token. So you can see Uniswap V3 for Ethereum has 853,000. And look at how it's split up, right? So Uniswap V3 of just Ethereum is 853,000 over the last 24 hours. Uniswap V3 for Arbitrum, which is just one of the layer 2s on ETH, is almost $500,000. PancakeSwap, the highest that it has, is just its BSC channel, which is 242,000. Uniswap V2, so this I guess I guess everything else is built on V3, right? So all the L2s and base and that. So this is 150 for anything that's on V2. PancakeSwap V2, which is where I believe our stuff is on. When I say our, I mean Splinterlands, is 126. But like, check this out, right? Just Optimism, the layer 2, the layer 2 ETH protocol, just Optimism is $105,000 of daily volume. Compare that with all of V2 of BSC, that's 126. Now Polygon, okay, it's good to see QuickSwap still doing things. So, Polygon has their V3 on Uniswap, and they also have QuickSwap. So you combine those two, it's about 150,000. I don't know what Apex is, but I mean, look at this. Like even Curve for just ETH base layer has 181. Now this is interesting. What's APX? I've never heard of this, but they're not too far behind on BSC. Oh, I didn't even realize this. What's Kind Protocol on Polygon? This must be something brand new. Fascinating. Okay, cool. Trader Joe on Avalanche. Heard a lot of good things. I don't do anything on Avalanche, though. Now, where's Radium? Radium's at 134. Okay. Is there a filter here? It'd be cool. Oh, see. Oh, they do have filter for Solana. Oh, so Radium is not the top one. Man, okay, so this is what happens when you don't pay attention. Stuff is happening on Orca, Jupiter. I've used Radium. That's the only reason I know about it. And it was hot back in 2021. Or 2021, 2022. BSC. So PancakeSwap is still dominating there. But, oh, wow. Uniswap V3 does not have much. I've used Bakery Swap. I've used Ape Swap. Oh, all these suck now. So this is what I mean, right? Like at the end of the day, most of the volume is going into PancakeSwap for BSC. For Polygon, QuickSwap. So here's the thing: QuickSwap was the main one, right? That's how people were swapping stuff on Polygon before. But Uniswap comes in and they add just another kind of branch, and now they're doing almost double the volume of QuickSwap. I don't know much about Avalanche, so but Trader Joe is actually, here's the thing. Trader Joe is the only thing that I know of or that I've heard of for Avalanche. So even though I've never used it, I'm familiar with Trader Joe, and they make up most of the volume, right? 150,000, and then drops down to like 4,000 is number 3. Now, how come Arbitrum gets its own thing here? All networks. Let's see, where's base? Oh, there's a base swap. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't realize PancakeSwap has base. Should be fun. All right, I'm just getting lost in my own world here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's catch up on chat. But also, I'm not sure if the price is good. I can do some SPS a month. BRB. All right, so I also want to get some fast cash. All right, shows the trending one. All right, you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. Any idea when conflicts open? They came out with an announcement and said mid-January. So, you know, my hopes of a January 9th release are out the window now. My guess is that the earliest we can expect it is January 16th. So 2 weeks from today. I'm in After Sounds Discord. Find me there. All right, so Spirit Design. Danielle, what's up? I used to play in Diamond, and even though I have leveled up cards now, I find it quite hard to play in Bronze and Silver and Modern. Wild is still okay as I play Gold and Diamond. Yeah, the thing is, my assessment of Bronze and Silver is that because the game is so much more restricted, you don't have as many opportunities or abilities or things like that to kind of spice up the gameplay. Everything kind of consolidates into a few specific metas, right? And gladiators have become a dominant part of that. I'm not saying that they're the only ones, but just in general, even beforehand, right? If you were in, like, let's go back to when I started, like Lamacron and Kitty and Jotun were like the only meta if you wanted to make it out of Bronze back in the day, or just become, just because those cards were super powerful. And so now we're getting into an interesting position where it's just a different set of cards because the game just isn't open. It's not opened up enough. Now, my hope is that with Rebellion, there are a lot of cards that once you have them leveled up, like, so for example, common cards up to level 5 or rare cards to level 4, you start getting abilities at those levels. Whereas in Chaos Legion, and what's specific about that, those are maxed for silver. In Chaos Legion, you didn't have that. A lot of the abilities were only unlocked after hitting like level 6, which is the first level of gold rather than the final level of silver. So in a way, it's just like, well, the game opened up so much more in gold for Chaos Legion, but I feel like the reverse is happening for Rebellion. It's just we're not really feeling the effects of that. It's because there hasn't been a huge appetite to get into Rebellion cards. But you know, that'll continue to grow slowly and steadily over time. It's just, I think that the game is I shouldn't say most interesting, but the game starts to get interesting in gold. The game is playable in silver, and I think it'll be more playable with Rebellion. I think the game, and in bronze, like it's just a grind, right? And this is why the bots were hurting so much, is because the bots had all of those lineups essentially, figured out. And on top of that, they were using a lot of starter cards and did not care as much about winning rewards in each individual battle, but rather climbing the ranks and getting, leaderboard positions or whatever the case is. So, hopefully that's been fixed or addressed now. But there's still a long way to go. Tail says, for a play and earn game, you need a way to earn. Can't do that with cards. So if you reduce SPS, then what are we doing here? For a play and earn game, you need to earn. Can't do that with cards. So if you reduce SPS, then what are we doing here? What do you mean by if we reduce SPS? I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that, Tails. All right, so because I don't think anybody's talking about removing the rewards. All right, that is set to go for the next 4+ years. Vlogging says, right after the season ended, it was almost like playing against bots that always knew my cards, fell to silver, and now struggling to get back to gold. Gotcha. Yeah, it's I mean, my goal is always to make it to gold 1 if I can in any way, shape possible, just because I don't want to fall back to silver. It's not always easy, but I remember getting Uniswap airdrop for just using them. Yeah, that was a while back. Jupiter has a lot of hype as well on Sol. All right, cool. I mean, Vilson, you're like my Solana guy. So Skyer, what's up? What's up, chat? All right, so good day, everyone. What's up, Alicios? Good to see you here. All right, Tail says, you were talking about your video on reducing SPS emissions. Was there like a massive misunderstanding with like every comment? Because I was not talking about the play to earn rewards. I was talking about the staking rewards. So I was just saying at this point in time, there's already utility for staking SPS. You need to stake it in order to earn any rewards in the game. And you're also getting vouchers, and you'll need it on land and soul keep and stuff in the future. So therefore the staking rewards, which are, those, we're halfway through that now. But I was just making the argument that we don't need to pay that out anymore. In fact, wouldn't it be more interesting if the staking rewards did not go to the people staking, but to people who were playing? So all of a sudden you could double the amount that people were earning from playing the game. And therefore you're rewarding people who are players, and not like, investors. Because at the end of the day, right, all the people who, all the whale haters out there, and I'm not a whale hater, but I'm just saying, like, the way that it's going right now is like you're getting a bunch of people at the top that are getting a lot of SPS that don't necessarily need it, right? And nothing against Vugtis, but Vugtis I think makes like 4,000 SPS a day just from staking SPS, right? And he's got like 16 million or something. So would it, does he need to stake 16 million? I guess that becomes the question. But a lot of the issues are still that we have way too much SPS, and you got a lot of people who are just speculating on price. So let's be generous. Let's be generous and say that we have 5,000 players. Yeah, I'm going to do some math. Let's say we have 5,000 players, and each of them wanted to play at the top of champion. So they all wanted 400,000 SPS. How much would that be? Well, you know what? I stand corrected. That'd be 2 billion SPS, of which we don't even have that much minted right now. So maybe that's what it is. Mondroid, what's going on? Good to see you here, man. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thanks by the way for sharing your numbers. That was very enlightening and very motivating for me, or inspiring. Manus is the worst. I'm now dabbling into ordinals and BRC20 projects. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with ordinals and BRC20. A lot of the Bitcoin maxis hate it. So I don't know if it's going to get the support from the core group. Rewards are rewards. Pools are already funded and documented. Yeah, that was one of the biggest arguments that people said. It was just like, oh, it's in the white paper. But you know what? Like, I find that argument very disingenuous, because the white paper is hot trash right now, because we've already changed it so many times. So I think people just use that argument whenever it's an idea that they don't like, rather than, if you're consistent and say like, well, it wasn't in the white paper, we shouldn't be doing it. Well, then we shouldn't even be burning SPS for DEC, because guess what? That shit wasn't in the white paper either. But everybody's getting super excited every time the team burns SPS. The day SPS stops producing SPS, I'm selling it all. God, see, Alicios, I love you, but like, this is all just a house of cards. Why would SPS produce more SPS? It's just, you know what this reminds me of? The UST token anchor protocol for Terra Luna. Like SPS, well, like, why should SPS produce more SPS for simply doing nothing. I can understand the argument that you need SPS in conjunction with cards and other assets and effort playing in the game in order to produce SPS rewards. But the day SPS stops producing SPS, I don't know, whatever. I'm letting my Bitcoin maxiness out a little bit too much. Sounds like socialism. No thanks. I don't know what you mean by that. I would never vote to end SPS staking unless the reward pool went to modern ranked. Then let's go ahead and end the SPS land rewards and put. See, so here's the interesting thing, okay? Because people are getting obviously people are very heated about this. So Matt says, let's remove the SPS rewards on land. Nobody bats an eye, right? Even though everybody's been buying a shit ton of land assets. And it's just like, well, the actual financial, reward that was coming in is no longer going to be there. Now, granted, to that point, it will be replaced by other rewards, right? Not other rewards, but other assets, other tokens in the ecosystem. Whereas I'm not talking about replacing the SPS staking rewards simply because you're already getting, like, those rewards already came in, right? In the form of vouchers. I guess the team could, mint a brand new token as well, but let's not go there. If you remove staking rewards, what does Vugtus do with his 16 million SPS? I'm glad you asked. I'm assuming you're going to come back and say he's going to sell and it's going to dump the price of SPS. Sure, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But once again, are we standing on a house of cards here where people are holding way more than they actually need? Right? So again, if the goal is, like, he's going to sell at some point no matter what. But what I'm trying to get at here, and you're proving my point exactly, is what's he going to do with the 16 million SPS? If your answer is he's going to sell it, I feel like that proves my point 100%, because it doesn't have utility. Holding and staking SPS doesn't have utility, or enough utility to the point that he would need 16 million. It's all extra. So yeah, I mean, short-term pain, long-term gain, right? We would have SPS price would be down, but we'd also be burning a ton more. We have too much for the current player base is what it is. JB, going to get an olive tree? Is this for, you know what? No, probably not. I have not been really go with my decrop stuff. I saw that the proposal came in, but and I hope it passes, but I don't know if I'm going to grab an olive tree. We'll see. Why do we try to remove earnings everywhere exactly? I mean, the only reason I joined Splinterlands 2 years ago was to earn while playing a game. Remove that aspect and I'm gone. But I'm not removing the aspect, Alistios. When you play the game, the reward, you still get rewards from playing ranked. I'm trying to remove the rewards from just staking SPS. I'm feeling FOMO for quant personally, out of SPL and within the ecosystem. Yeah. It's simple proof of stake, basic DeFi. By the way, I'm pissed about Matt saying they want to remove SPS on land. Okay, I'm glad I found someone. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, Tails is on the same wavelength as you. Ending SPS land rewards is a mistake. I've said so since Matt first said this. You know what disappointed me the most about this is not even the fact that, like, SPS rewards were going to be removed from land. I love the idea of it's the loss of the game aspect, where you would have these arenas that people could build, and then you would host the battles, all of the ranked battles in these different arenas. I'm just like, okay, from a lore perspective, that is super cool, because I definitely want to build an arena, share in the profit, or share in the distribution of SPS from that. But yeah, again, it wasn't about losing SPS rewards. It was about the fact that, like, just the lore side of it is just gone. Like, people wouldn't be getting SPS for that. Well, what can I do outside of selling off and move to another project? Tails is right. The only reason people keep SPS over the max they need for the place that they're playing it is to earn daily profit. True. Since when is crypto about holding what you need? Michael Saylor doesn't need all that microcenter Bitcoin. Oh, that's an interesting place to go. That argument makes no sense. Since when is crypto about holding what you need? Okay. Crypto is not about holding what you need. I was just talking about the utility of the SPS token. I'm saying that there is not enough utility in the SPS token for somebody to hold 16 million of it, unless they're earning on their earnings. But again, I mean, you're comparing two different things here. Michael Saylor doesn't need all that Micro Center Bitcoin. I beg to differ. He's viewing it as, and here's the thing, holding that Bitcoin, he's not holding it because he's earning more Bitcoin, right? He's holding it because he believes it is the best hedge against inflation and has the highest upside. So coming back as a matter of need, when you talk about utility, sure, again, is the utility for SPS there because of the fact that we're giving these rewards? But those rewards are going to end someday. I don't know. Those rewards are going to end someday. And is everybody going to vote to replace them? I'm a big fan of making rewards better, so you can convince me. Here's the thing, right? Like, I'm not going to die on this hill, right? A lot of people were like, oh man, you've lost your mind. I'm unsubbing, whatever. I'm like, that's fine. Go ahead. Like, I don't really care. I'm not going to die on this hill. I'm putting out random thoughts that I just want to see how people feel about certain things. So I'm not even necessarily trying to convince you. I'm playing devil's advocate right now that there's just like, why would somebody hold that much SPS? Now, here's the thing. What if Vugtis doesn't sell his SPS if we remove the rewards? And the reason is because he has such a huge voice in the governance and the future of the game. Oh, that utility matters way more than holding SPS to earn SPS. But again, that's just my opinion. But I don't play the game, sadly. And see, here's the thing. People interact with things very differently, right? And I think that's awesome, actually, about Splinterlands. You can kind of interact with it the way that you want. He's going to stake in on his vast land empire, given the 2.0 white paper updates. That's true. The SPS will stay on land, but will likely be tied to arenas, which will be built on land. We get a part of SPS rewarded in battles that take place there. Yeah, but I didn't see that anywhere in the white paper or 2.0 white paper. I'm mainly an investor, and the more it goes, the less I feel like my 25K investment is wanted in this ecosystem, and I really think about selling out sooner than later, sadly. I'm mainly an investor, and the more it goes, the less I feel like my 25K investment into. Interesting. Okay. I really want to try to understand your experience as or your perspective as an investor, Alicios, because I've actually been probably one of the biggest opponents against investors, right? Saying that the game should be focused more in on providing a solid game experience, which I know a lot of people feel very strongly about, one way or another. Here's the thing, right? Like, what makes Splinterlands fascinating to me is the fact that it is able to combine the game element with investment so seamlessly. When people come and ask about like, oh, investment and whatever, and I'm talking about like APRs, like I get those comments all the time on Twitter and on, comments here. And it's just like, oh, well, you're not like taking this into account, and you have to like put in all this time and energy, and it's not worth the investment. I'm just like, whoa. If you want to invest money, and if you want to make money, don't invest here. Don't invest in this game. That's not what it's trying to be, right? There's so many other places where you can make a lot of money that doesn't even have to be crypto, right? Go into real estate, go into stocks, go into a, dividend investment, whatever. I mean, you could even go into other DeFi projects that are very much focused on giving you a high return. But here within this game, the element of like actually having a game to me is important, right? And it's what makes people stay in something like Splinterlands. Now, we're going to see in the next wave of, play to earn gaming, we'll call it, we're going to see just how well some of these other games do. Now, there's two ways that it could happen. And I'll throw parallel TCG out there as a prime example of this, pun intended. You have a game that is very highly focused on the gameplay aspects and the gameplay elements. versus the DeFi side of things, right? Like they're not as focused on that. They want to create an awesome game and an awesome ecosystem of games. You can put Splinterlands on the other side of the coin on that and say, well, Splinterlands is more like DeFi elements first, right? And Matt's even said that to a certain extent. They're never going to be able to compete with AAA studios, let alone, top tier, crypto projects in terms of gameplay. So they're focused on making a cool DeFi element. But here's the thing. If they're trying to split the difference and they're trying to be like, they're never going to be a great DeFi platform and they're never going to be a great game platform. So they're trying to like strike this balance in the middle, which I think that they're actually doing decently well, right? And Matt knows where to put the priorities in order to attract the right people and the right capital. But once again, if you're trying to make money, right, and you put in like 25K, as you said, is Splinterlands really like the best place for you to like come back with a ton of money? Like, I don't know when you put your 25K in, but I'll tell you this, if you put 25K into Bitcoin or into ETH and staked it or into like literally any other non-gaming crypto project, you'd be doing way better right now. That's just all it comes down to, right? So I'm not saying that I want investors to leave, but there does need to be an aspect of affinity for the game itself. And again, Elysius, and I'm not trying to throw any kind of shade at you because you come through here, and I appreciate all the comments and the perspective that you give. So I'm not saying that I would actually want to alienate you, but what I think is happening right now is that the game and the ecosystem are failing you to a certain extent because you obviously invested in this project because even if you don't play the game, but because of the gaming elements. Yet none of the gaming elements have been able to attract your attention and keep you interested, right? If I'm reading your comments correctly, it sounds like you're here with kind of like a sunk cost fallacy, which most people are, right? So it's nothing against you. It's just simply the fact that like you've already put money in and you're waiting for it to do something before you take it out and put it somewhere else, which is fine. Like I would say that more than half the people here probably feel that way. So again, sorry, long-winded kind of, or deep dive into the rabbit hole of trying to figure out like where things are at for you. But yeah, it's been a lot of disappointment, man. And I appreciate the fact that you shared a lot of that with me here on this channel, talking through, all the stuff that happened last year. It's crazy. So, but Elysius, I love you, man. I hope your whatever it is your goals are for Splinterlands and the capital that you put in Splinterlands, I hope you achieve them. Genuinely. What do you think about implementing possibility to upgrade soulbound cards by burning lots of SPS? That just feels more pay to win. And I know the game is pay to win already, but if you give people like a shortcut, you know what? I'm not against it. The game is pay to win, so if people want it, then they can vote for it. Crypto's about riding to the moon and dumping on people. Exactly. There you go. All right. Tail says, well, unless you had a few million players, that's never going to happen. Then Vuctus is welcome to hold his millions of SPS. Elysios, examples of why you are not wanted, please. Wow, we disagree. I'm blocking you, dude. Hey, man, it happens. I wish you the best. DAO voting is the number one utility for SPS. Mondret, see, like I think that should probably it's the governance token, but it's also the reward token, and it's also the utility token through DEC. So they want SPS to wear all the hats. I'm here to make money. The game is boring to me, and land was the last bastion to keep me interested in the game. Then you remove my earning potential, which is slowly pushing me away. Gotcha. Okay. The day they can deliver a good game with good features in less than 3 years between each feature, then I might be back in the game. But right now I'm on the fence. Okay. So I think I was right in my analysis, right? Like they haven't captured you, or they haven't kept your attention from the gaming side. All right. So sad to hear, Elysios. Unfortunately, this game is not about earning first. It took me a long time to internalize that. If you see it as a hobby, you are way less disappointed. I agree with that very much, Osco. It's a hobby that you can earn from, but it's not an like. You know what? That's actually a perfect distinction, and I gotta give Walking Keys credit because I heard it from him first through Darkest Night actually. Or like it being termed as hobby. If you view it through the lens of a hobby that you can make some side money from, it makes way more sense than an investment. Because I think a lot of people come in here, and I'm propagating that too, right? Like I talk about APRs and like whatever, even though this is a gaming channel, but at the end of the day, I still maintain, even within Splinterlands, the best way to make money is to not play the game, right? Like playing the game is actually one of the most cost ineffective ways to make money, whether it's land or ranked play. It's just so freaking expensive, right? So if you don't care about the game and you just care about the investment, but maybe you like the project, don't buy cards, don't buy whatever, like buy other assets that earn you more. Nodes, SPS, right? Liquidity pools. But we also like the game. The game is actually pretty fun and exciting. And I play my battles per day, and so does Mondroid and Virus and everybody else here. So there isn't a game element to it. This is the problem with investors. They just want to extract a profit. We need gamers who want to have fun and enjoy the game. Yeah. All right. So originally I enjoyed the card game. Then I saw the future potential of the game and the ecosystem. It became a long-term investment. Then came the incompetence and inability. That's actually, I don't disagree with any of that. That is all true. Investors were around at the depths of the bear market to provide a floor on assets, says Blockchain Projects. SPS still will outperform most stocks. I agree. But that goes both ways, Vilson. SPS went down 99%. There's not many stocks out there that go down 99%. Now, SPS can also do 100x, and most stocks aren't going to do 100x. But it's volatility that works both ways. Their inability to deliver in time and made the people interested in the future of the game realize that it's not fast enough to compete with everything else. It's not fast enough to compete with everything else out there that bring better games every day. I still old or own 12K worth of cards. Most are on lands right now. Gotcha. Oh, still hold. Okay. Wilson was asking you. The game is fun, but without investment side, it still wouldn't be worth my time. I'd rather play Final Fantasy just for fun. Agreed. So again, I think Splinterlands is incredibly unique, right? I mean, again, there's a reason I'm putting so much time and energy into not just this project, but making content and, hanging out with you guys. It's because I enjoy it, and I think there's a lot of potential for what it could be in the future. I mean, actually, there's a lot of potential for what it could be right now. But I agree with you. The game, here's the thing, right? Like I said, they're trying to do two things, and they're not. If they're not doing either thing specifically, then they're doing both things kind of mediocre. But even with that, right? They're not going to be the best game, and they're not going to be the best DeFi platform. But what they can do is have a competitive advantage by being able to strike well enough in the middle of that road. And again, it's going to be very few people in relation to the rest of the world, right? That want to be a part of that, right? You're going to have gamers who will look at this game and be like, dude, screw that. Like, why would I ever play like a game like that? If I'm going to play a game, I want to do something else, right? Something that's more fun. And you're going to look at investors who look at this and say, well, why would I buy cards and SPS and play and waste my time when I could just, put that capital into a liquidity pool or, throw it into another asset that's earning. But there's this like weird cross section of like us, right? Right. The 40 people here on chat and the, probably several hundred, 1,000, a couple thousand folks that are in Splinterlands and have been in Splinterlands that can see what this is, find value in it because it provides utility both in the gaming. It scratches itches, right? In both the gaming and the earning, right? Investment side. And we just have fun with it. So, I do think that small cross section of people, that small overlap is way bigger than the 5,000 people we have here. And what'll be interesting, as I was saying earlier, with the play to earn movement, is will other games that are better funded, better looking, will they be able to replicate what makes, what kept people here in Splinterlands? Or will they fall too far into the investment side, like a DFK, or into the gaming side, like a Parallel or a Big Time or something? Or will they be able to strike the gold or the Goldilocks center in the middle? To be fair, I don't think Matt wants to remove SPS from land until it can produce items and spells. That's true. He just mentioned it. I don't know when that would come in. My guess is 2.0. Items and spells sounds like a 3.0 or 4.0 thing, but where the real value of land is. Dennis says, I guess Bitcoin is always a better place to invest. Splinterlands is a game. It's fun, but stopped its evolutions due to many other simultaneous projects. New player experience and gameplay needs to be a lot improved. It will be high profitable again. Yep. All right. So Herb says, I honestly love the game. I do too. I mean, it's awesome for like the short dopamine hit. I think ending land SPS rewards is one of the only things that could derail the SPS DEC flywheel. Interesting. Why do you say that, Sins? Elysius, I'm mainly a gamer, but there's thousands of better games out there. So if I want to play a better TCG game, Splinterlands is last on my list of fun games versus everything else. Yeah, see, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you on that, Elysios. So, like, again, we know that you're coming in as an investor, but my question is, why did you invest here versus other potential investments? All right, like, and I don't know when you came in, and you don't have to tell us, but like, what drew you in to Splinterlands? Because I'll tell you this, the game has gotten better, right? It hasn't gotten worse, which means that whenever you came in, the game was actually in a worse state than it is now. So if you're looking at the game now and thinking that it sucks compared to thousands of other games out there, you should have had the same opinion months or years ago whenever you joined. Yet you still chose to put a significant amount of capital into the game. So the question's, why? Why there? The dual summoners, or I guess, you know what? I shouldn't be asking you this because I think you answered it already. Because you thought it had a lot of promise, then the team didn't deliver. And now you're disappointed with not necessarily the idea of the project, but with the execution or the lack thereof. The dual summoners and ambush phase is a step in the right way, says Carlo. Nice. All right, so what keeps it running is all those large landholders slowly buying more DEC when below peg or burning SPS when at peg. Right now, it's not landholders burning SPS. It seems like the team is doing the majority of it. And a lot of that is because of credits coming in for Rebellion. Take that away, and all you really have is Rebellion pack purchases, which is going to keep decreasing in the near term. You know what? It's like I agree and I disagree with you. I think the bigger utility that's come into the flywheel has been Rebellion, not land. But no, it's been Rebellion, right? We've sold, it's 1.2 billion. We've sold 600,000 packs. Oh yeah, it's Rebellion by far. We've sold 600,000 packs. So at 4,000 DEC a pop, that's 2.4 billion DEC that was needed for Rebellion versus like the 1.4 billion that's staked on land. Yeah, again, they helped each other, but the impact has been much more significant from Rebellion than land. So I disagree with you on that end, but I do agree with you that Rebellion pack purchases are going to decrease in the near term, or I guess over time, whereas land could actually come in and be a bigger aspect in the future, especially if they can get 1.6 and 2.0 stuff out this year. Ending SPS rewards on land could see some of the huge landholders exit, lose peg. It probably ranks the prices. Maybe we'll see. Ending SPS rewards on land could see some. Okay, you said the same thing. All right, so everything that could make the game better is sadly locked by the team not delivering. So yeah, still my main investment are SPS. The reason I play the card game. Man, how did we get down this rabbit hole? This has been interesting. Remove all that and it's clearly killing the why I'm still here. You call yourself You yourself called out the DeFi degen in your last video. Do you think they will care about the card game? No, Alicios. That's the thing, though. They don't have to care about the card game. That was a call to investors to come in and invest in a financial DeFi instrument on the chains that they wanted to be on or that they were comfortable with, and it had nothing to do with the game. But what they would be doing for us would be burning a shit ton of SPS, right, in order to get that DEC. So no, I don't think they care about the card game. In fact, the best part about that whole DeFi degen video is that they don't have to buy or think of or even know the name of a single card. They literally just need to buy DEC and SPS off the market on their respective chains, create a Hive account, connect their wallet, and get the rewards and SPS. Now, what's going to happen? Are they probably going to come in and sell that SPS and create a ton of sell pressure? Yeah, probably. But guess what? If they want to if they want to buy as much DEC as they would need, it's going to shoot SPS up way higher first. Jim Morgan, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. I knew you were here. How you guys been? Been good. How about you? Happy New Year. The game is much more fun than a year ago, at least in modern. I think the game has been steadily improving over the past 2.5 years that I've been here. So I don't think there's ever a point in which the game has gotten worse. And I'm trying to make sure I think that statement through. But I would say that the experience of playing the game has gotten better. Now, has it gotten like evolutionarily better or just incrementally better? Probably just incrementally, right? We haven't seen like evolutionary changes such as, I don't know, Battles 2.0 or, actually, no. Hold on. The Rebellion new phase, right? In between, that was evolutionarily better. So yes, the game has come quite far in that time. Mondrite says, I don't know, I played tons of other TCGs and actually like Splinterlands more than those games. Has to do with each battle having a mana cap, certain splinters, different rule sets. Magic and Hearthstone just get insanely boring because you spam your meta deck into... That's fair. I mean, it definitely keeps things fresh each and every game that you play. And I'll say this, probably the biggest reason that I've stuck with Splinterlands from a gaming perspective is the short dopamine hit. Or sorry, not short dopamine hit. That's the result. But like the short, sweet kind of gameplay, right? You can get a battle done in under 5 minutes, probably under 3 minutes if you skip the battle, right? Or skip watching it and make your team pretty quickly. So I just like the fact that like I could be like in between something and you know what? Let me just go and play a quick battle. I can't do that with most other TCGs, despite how much better those games are or look. All right, so I'd rather invest in Splinterlands than MTG. MTG isn't a good investment, it seems, even getting reserved list cards. Yeah, I mean, I don't think MTG is even trying to be an investment. So I think people will go heavier in Rebellion when the burn has taken enough packs to make sure chaos not repeated. Ooh, BC, that could be interesting. So, I mean, as it stands right now, there's not going to be as many Rebellion packs overall. But what's the magic number here? I'd actually be curious to see when people would start buying. Hold on, let me just text this person back. All right. I'd actually be curious to see what the magic number of packs remaining would be, where people would then start speculating, right? Start speculating, being like, oh, yeah, there's not enough of these packs. People waited too long. Now, I don't think that's going to happen until like October at the earliest. But, so we've had 4 weeks now, 28 burns, and we've sold like, what, 100,000 packs? 103,000? Interesting. Speaking of land, one of the keep owners in 51 is looking to sell. You looking for keep number 2 after sound? I mean, maybe. Do you know how much they're selling for? Or are they, how did you even find out? Or is it posted online? You back? I might be interested in keep. I've been looking. Oh, Jim, join us in Area 51, man. Haven't sold Lux yet, but I'm trying to find a new home for her. Alicios, let's hope for the best in the next year and see how the team goes about delivering. what's still on the table left to be delivered, and what should keep the ecosystem. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm hopeful for 2024. Again, I've had to recalibrate. So sorry, at least just going back to your comment here. I've had to recalibrate what my expectations are, right? Just and even I've had to even recalibrate it further based on what they said in a recent town hall, because now it's just like, oh, okay, no tournament updates this year. Okay, no guild updates this year. Okay, they're going to focus on new player experience, and they're going to focus on land, and they're going to try and get Soul Keep out. Like, that's it. So as a returning player, or I shouldn't say returning, but like as a veteran player, somebody who's been around for a while, that news actually wasn't great for me, and probably contributed to the fact that like I am probably going to spend more time looking around at other games and projects and spending my time there. I will do my like 24 battles, whatever, but at the end of the day, I'll do my battles and my tournaments and whatever, but there's nothing, like there's no new game modes that are being talked about. There's no other ways in which Splinterlands is going to, or is trying to keep someone like me in the ecosystem for longer, right? And I'm not saying that to be, I'm not trying to like throw shade. I'm just like literally objectively responding to what their expectations and what their plans are for this upcoming year, and realizing that they're not targeted at me. And I can accept that, because I do think that they do need to work on a lot of the new player experience, and this is the time that they need to do it. They have limited resources. There's an upcoming, hopefully, bull run in the next couple of years here, or at least a turnaround in the market. So this is the time that they need to do it. And I just, again, what am I going to do? Sit here and whine? Right? No, like I'll still play. I'll still make content. I'll still have fun with it. But because they're not doing anything to keep me engaged beyond that, well, now I have to find something else to do with my time. And not in a negative way. It's just, okay. I was hoping this year would be like all Splinterlands, where it's just like, man, we got new game modes, we got tournaments that are happening like every week, we got, guild stuff that's expanding, land, right? There's Soul Keep that's coming out. I thought that I would just be there the entire freaking time, or at least that was the hope, right? Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to call this guy back. Oh man. All right, well, you know what, I do want to start wrapping up soon, so let me just catch up on the chat here, and then we will catch each other soon. All right, so Jay, how'd you end up selling your cars? All right, so but the clock is ticking. They need to not repeat last year again this year. I don't think they will. They will lose any of the credibility they have left. I would say that Matt has actually built credibility over the past couple of months. I think he's done a great job, just resetting expectations. Once again, it's like, see, like it sounds like I'm being salty about the fact that the scope of this year has come down, but in a sense, like it's good. Like I had to take a little salt right now in order to make sure in November of 2024, I'm not saying like, man, they promised us all this stuff and they just didn't deliver on it. No, it's going to be like, if they do deliver on extra stuff or just accomplish their goals by the end of next year, I'll be like, Matt said he was going to do this, and guess what? He freaking did it. And then he even gave us a little extra on the side, right? So I think it's important. I think Matt has actually built a lot more credibility over the past couple of months, and I'm excited to see what he ends up doing or is able to accomplish, hopefully outside the scope of what they've already planned. Gold for Lux. Yep, Gold for Lux. I think 2024 can be a big year in the right direction for Splinterlands, the game. We'll see, though. Agreed. I don't say Elliot. Oh, never mind. All right. He didn't say how much. He just said he was wanting to sell plots, including his keep and buy sell. Okay, cool. With current player base, I don't think we want to sell more than 3 to 4 million. Yeah, my target is 3 million, like 2.5 to 3 million. If we can do that without and the player base doesn't grow, I think that'll be enough. Okay, well, I get that Matt said. However, I still think they'll be working on a lot of things. Let's hope so. Phoenix says, I'm not sure if you've touched on this yet, but I was hoping to circle back to the same where Matt said he considers all the DAO DEC as being burnt. The DAO voted to fund the bill release of Rebellion for out sales and sweetheart deal, but sales are in DEC. If the DAO burns DEC, the DAO will essentially have paid SL to implement Rebellion for no return. That being said, I'm not totally against it, but would be interested to hear your thoughts. So, Phoenix, I did a video on this where I went into like what is the actual point of the flywheel? So again, I'm not trying to shill my own videos, but I don't have as much time to cover it now. I'll try to give you the basics. The flywheel is about, like, we should be trying to get rid of DEC as much as possible, right? I'm very much in alignment with Matt that any DEC that goes to the DAO should be burned, right? In fact, it should have never gone to the DAO in the first place. It should have just been burned. That sweetheart deal of the DAO paying the Splinterlands team shouldn't be recognized in the amount of revenue that's coming in from the sale, but in the price appreciation of SPS. So what am I getting at here? The DAO owns, actually, you know what? I'm even going to run some numbers for you. The DAO at this point in time, right, from the white paper, is set to get 400 million SPS over the course of the entire distribution, 65 months. In fact, we actually have more than that because there was SPS put in from the Riftwatcher sale and from the node licenses. But let's just go with 400 million, right? It's allocated 400 million SPS. So you got 400 million SPS that the DAO is holding. We were at, I don't know, back in, September or October, right when Rebellion was launched. Let's just say we were at 1.5 cents, right? So 0.015. So that means that the DAO, over the course of this time frame, would be getting $6 million worth of SPS airdrop to it through the course of the distribution. Now, SPS has gone from 1.5 cents up to, we'll call it 3.5 cents, right? So 400 million times 0.035, we've gone up to 14 million. So the DAO's holding of SPS increased $8 million by spending $250,000 to get the team to create Rebellion to help support the token. So again, the thing is, it's not cut and dry because, and a lot of people, it's just such a new concept that, again, it took me a while to wrap my head around it. I'm not trying to throw shade at people. It's just like people can't see it because the relationship is indirect. But the DAO, in my opinion, should be and will continue to pay Splinterlands or other assets or other deals or other things in order to add value and utility to the SPS token. And we already know that SPS through the flywheel gets burned for DEC. So the more DEC utility that's created out there, whether it's by the Splinterlands team or by other people in the future that the DAO may pay, just look at it this way. We paid $250,000 in a sweetheart deal. The team released Rebellion and Land was included in there, right? So Land 1.5 and Rebellion essentially increased the DAO holdings from $6 million to $14 million. So we paid $250,000 and now the DAO is going to be given 14 million instead of 6 million. And we're not even done yet. I mean, there could be more that happens in the future when it's a mini set or maybe more Rebellion sales, whatever the case is, right? That value could be even higher in the future. The DAO only cares about SPS, right? The DAO wants to add as much value to SPS and make it as scarce as possible. So it doesn't mind spending money because it's going to receive 400 million of that in the future. And my hope is that we will actually find ways of giving the DAO more SPS rather than DEC. And I know it's going to be a weird thing, but just because you want a product-backed stablecoin, but it'd be interesting if in the future certain things might be sold and there would be small items or select promo items or something like that that would be actually sold in SPS so that we could actually fund the DAO with more SPS. But that's just kind of like the high level view of it. Again, the only way that I could be agreeable to the DAO spending that DEC is if it's buying SPS up off the marketplace. But I don't know if we'd be able to actually implement that. BC, I'd be surprised if we sold even 2 million Rebellion packs. My expectation is more 1.5 max. So Matt's low estimate and goal is 1.5 million. Exactly. All expectations are gone. So yeah, still selling tons of cards as we speak. If you want, got 20 lands for sale. Totems. No, I'm not buying right now. And that's not because I'm bearish on the project. I'm just not buying. One dev on land, one dev on Battle 2.0, one dev on MPE. Because they talk about land 1.5. Nothing about Rebellion, but suddenly Rebellion was ready. Fan base is not as big as tribute. We'll figure something out after sound. I mean, the game will grow over time. So, and especially times right now, if the rest of the market's picking up, SPS has a nice big green candle, people are going to come check it out, and I think the community's in a better spot to receive them. Long story short, we all get more dollar value in SPS by burning the DAO DEC. We need Bulldog back full time. I mean, Bulldog was fantastic community manager. I'll just say that. So if you let the DAO DEC hit the market, we all lose tons of value in SPS. Agreed. Tails is on the other side of that argument. Man, I need to catch up on People's Guild. I'm so behind. I hope I'm this. You know what, Jim? If you want to grab it, I would love for you to get it, man. It's essentially addition by subtraction. Yeah, that's probably an easy way to put it. Later, Jim. How should the DAO pay for things once non-SPL coins run out? It's a great question, Virus. I still think that SPS is going to be cyclical. I don't think it's going to be, it goes higher and higher and higher, right? Slowly and steadily. I think we're still going to have certain moments in time, whether it's like the Bitcoin 4-year cycle or a gaming cycle or something. Sorry, not gaming cycle, but like the specifically in-game cycle of 18-month releases for new pack sets, in which SPS value would spike, and during that time it's actually probably in the DAO's interest to sell some of the SPS that it has for other assets to actually take some profit. That's something as a community we're going to have to find some kind of agreement of when that happens. It's obviously not now, but I'll tell you this, if SPS hits 25 cents or 50 cents, or even goes back up to $1 at any point over the next couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised to see a proposal put forth by Clayboyne or the team or someone else that says, hey, let's take a little bit off the top, right? If again, we're talking about the DAO holding $14 million worth of SPS right now with SPS under 4 cents. If SPS does, I don't know, even a 10x from here, right, up to 40-ish cents, all of a sudden that 14 million becomes 140 million. At which point I would be voting with my SPS stack for a proposal that said, hey, there's 140 million sitting in the DAO or set to go to the DAO. Let's sell 5 million worth so that we have enough to pay the team or other projects or whatever to create more value for SPS for the future, right? Let's sell it for stable coins, maybe sell it for Bitcoin, whatever the case is. But at that point, that's the conversation we as a community are going to need to come around and figure out where we all feel like, hey, is this the sell point? But the interesting thing is with that, if we're voting on this as a community, then does groupthink take over and everybody starts selling? And how do you create a system in which, if SPS reaches this amount, we sell just a small portion every day, so we don't move the price. But even still, everybody has the knowledge and ability to front run SPS sales or DAO sales of SPS because there's a 14-day lead time. So, we're not there yet. There will be ways in which we can do this in the future. And hopefully people smarter than me and, more time than just thinking of this on the spot, come up with better solutions for it. But there is a solution in my opinion. What rewards are we playing for once SPS runs out? Well, hopefully more SPS at a higher or less SPS tokens, but at a higher price. Remember, the DAO's already, the DAO is sitting on 400 million SPS, right? So more than 400 million. None of that 400 million is actually allocated to anything yet, meaning that, the rewards that are coming out for staking rewards, the rewards that are coming out for ranked play and brawls, all that has already been preset. So when we need to start eating into that 400 million, hopefully SPS will be at a higher price. And right now, I think it's 7.5 million that's going out to rank rewards every month. But let's be bullish. Let's say SPS does a 10x, right? And so at that point in time, we can look at that and say, oh, well, we used to allocate 7.5 million SPS per month to ranked battles. We can actually allocate 750,000 now, and people will still be earning the same amount in dollar value. Is it going to be perfect and clean cut like that? No, I'm just saying that's going to be some of the rationale in how we determine the new distribution rate once we get there. When SPS ETF, not this cycle. How much SPS is the current game earnings reward pool compared to 400 million SPS DAO? That's used for rewards. Hold on, what? Okay. How much SPS is the current game earnings reward pool compared to 400 million? It's 7.5 million times 65 months, and it's not a full 7.5 million because it's decreasing by 1% every month. But I would go to the white paper. Obviously, like 400 million is a little over 10%. It's like 13% of the 3 billion that was set aside. So, that's there's a lot that's been preset and allocated for other things already. Would be awesome to see you as a keep owner in 51. I'll try to earn you plenty of taxes. Let's go, man. It'd be great to have you back, Jim. All right, that's when I would vote to let the DEC and SPS out of the DAO to sustain the reward structure. Until then, I won't vote for anything to come out. Roughly, love for your land utilization. Seems like we have a lot of runway to extend rewards after 5 years. We should, hopefully. And if the team continues to deliver value over the next 2.5 years, we should be in a better spot with SPS being higher, meaning that we wouldn't have to give out as many tokens, but the dollar value would still remain the same. But again, this is going to be an evolving process, right? So, the one thing that I always kind of like laugh at or chuckle to myself is whenever the team, whenever Matt's like, hey, this is the first time like we're doing anything like this. And it's like, yeah, okay. Like, dude, it's the first time anybody in crypto is doing anything like this, but he's not wrong. Right. So we are, as a community, going to have to go through and figure all this stuff out. So, in that way, I think that it's important to kind of roll with the punches and see where things go. But guys, I got to run. As always, this was fantastic. Love the conversation with you guys. Unfortunately, my busy schedule is not clearing up just yet. So I will not be able to stream this Thursday or Sunday, sadly. I don't even know if I'll be able to sneak in a live stream on the other days outside of that, but I will try to keep the content coming. And then hopefully after this weekend is done, my schedule goes back into a little bit of normalcy for the rest of the month. And then we'll keep the live streams happening. But that's all I got for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Happy New Year to all folks out there. And I hope this year ends up being something awesome for you, whatever it is you do, in Splinterlands, out of Splinterlands, in gaming, in crypto, in life in general. But that's it. Peace.